Good morning, everybody, and welcome to your Friday session. It's lovely to have you here. It's 10 o'clock, and today we are doing Pilates with the resistance band. Okay, so I know some of you put a couple of messages that you're not at home or you haven't got a band, so you can do this class without the band. You might just need to improvise a few of the movements. Okay, so do your best. And yeah, if you haven't been here before, welcome. Really nice to have you. Those of you who come every week, it's lovely to have you back. We're going to get started. So what we'll do is we'll do the 30 minutes right now of the Pilates, and then I'll come back after that. And that's when we can have our little chat. I can answer any questions that you put on the live chat today. All right, so let us begin. Okay, so first thing you're going to do, those of you with a band, is you're going to get your band, hopefully it's relatively long, and you're going to lay it on your mat, right down the center of your mat. Can you see what I'm doing? So right down the center, and you want to have a little bit left at the end here, okay? And once you've done that, you're going to sit down on it. And this is just a really nice exercise for the core. Okay, if you don't have a band, it's fine. You can do this one with your hands behind your head. But let's have the knees bent. Let's come all the way down onto that band and the mat. And we're going to start by just checking that we're in neutral, relaxing through our ribs. And we're going to take a breath in. We're going to reach our arms overhead. So inhaling, reach the arms overhead. Give yourself a nice stretch. Exhale, bring the arms back. Inhale, reaching overhead. Exhale to come back. And inhale, reaching overhead. Exhale, just going to hold it there. I want you to bend your elbows and find the end of your band. Okay? So you're going to have both hands on this band. You're going to check that the band is around your head. Can you see what I'm doing? Not one to do if you want to, don't want to mess your hair up. This one, but here we go. So we've got a nice grip on that band. We're bringing our elbows in slightly. And we're going to lift the head up. So you're pulling on your arms. You're using your arm muscles here to lift your head. Okay, you're going to come as high as you can without your pelvis moving. And then I want you to draw your chin back into the band slightly and see if you can go a little higher, a little deeper into those abdominals. Okay, so this is our chest lift. You're going to take a breath in, you're going to breathe out, and you're going to come back down. So we're going to inhale to prepare, exhale, lifting up. So let your arms do the work, and at the same time, pulling your belly button down towards your spine. Inhale, and exhale, lower down. Going to do two more like this. You may need to fiddle with the band slightly, but that's fine just to get it in position. The idea is it's taking the strain out of the neck. We're working the core. Inhale and exhale to lower. And one more deep breath in and exhale, lift. Now you're going to inhale there. And as you exhale, we're going to try and do a little rotation to the right. Inhale, come back to center. So keep supporting your head with this band. So we're very much working in the core, going left and back to center. Exhale, right and center. Exhale, left and center. Two more, right and center, left and center. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, just stay there and just try and pull your tummy in even more. Think of your tummy button pulling in and slightly up. And one more time, deep breath in. Exhale, drawing in, and let's take the head down. Well done. Okay, so releasing the arms, come on up, and we're going to take the band out from underneath us. And you're going to tie it around your legs, okay? So I want you to bring your knees and ankles together. Bring the band around the legs. and I want you to tie it in a bow. Okay, you'll see why later, because it's much easier to take it off. So you're going to tie it in a bow. You want the legs to be, you want to feel that there's that little bit of resistance, yeah, when you open the knees out. So we're tying a bow. Okay, half the fun of this class is doing the band up and undoing the band. Okay, so we've got a nice bow there. You can feel that resistance, all right? You're going to come back and lie down. You're going to have your knees in line with your hips, and hopefully your feet are following on from that. You want to try and bring your feet a little closer to your bottom, and we're going to do the pelvic curl, but we're going to focus on trying to push slightly out in the band, so you can feel, it's not that the knees are going wide, but you can feel that little bit of resistance, and we're keeping the alignment, knees in line with the hips. So you take a breath in, you're going to breathe out, tilt the pelvis, pressing up through the hips and pressing out slightly on that band. And you're going to inhale there. Exhale, coming down through the spine and back onto your mat. So deep breath in, exhaling to tilt and roll that spine up. Pressing out on that band, inhale and exhale as you come down. So we want to be feeling that resistance, that sense of really pressing out. So we're working all the gluteal muscles here. Inhale and exhale as you lower. Deep breath in. Exhaling to tilt and roll the spine up. Inhale to hold and exhale to lower. Now you're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to exhale, tilting, lifting the spine up, pushing up through the bottom, through the legs, staying up, pressing down through the feet and the hands. I want you to press out on that band. So you're pressing out with the knees and bring them back. Pressing out with the knees and back. Out and back. Keep the bottom lifted. Out and back. Out and back. One more. Out and back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, coming all the way back down. Now let's place the hands out to the side. I want you to draw the tummy in. So think of pulling in through your abdominals. Hold it there. Lift the heels and then lift the legs up. Again, pressing out slightly on the band. So we're using that little bit of resistance to work and tone the whole outside of the thighs and the bottom. And now we're going to do the spine twist. So we're going to inhale, taking our knees towards the right hand side. Exhale to come back. Then we're going to go the other way. Inhale over and exhale back. Inhale to go over and exhale back. Inhale over and back. So keeping that upper body still. Keep pressing out on the band. Slightly different, isn't it, to the way we normally do it. And over. Exhale to come back. Well done. Draw the tummy muscles in, place the feet down, and then reach your arms overhead. And from here, we're going to inhale to move the arms, the head, the chest, hands underneath the thighs, or if you don't need that, you can just have them out. You're going to exhale, bring yourself all the way up to sitting. Okay, so you're going to come onto your side, keep the band where it is. Okay, we're going to have the knees together. We're going to have the elbow under the shoulder, and we're going to think of really lifting up through here. So we're working through the side of the body. It's going to be lots of bottom exercises now, okay? So we're going to have the hand on this hip. We're going to press this hip away, so we're really nicely engaged. And then we're going to exhale and go into our clamshell. So now you're pushing against that band and come back down. So exhale to open. Inhale to lower. Exhale to open and low. So you want to stay nice and still through the rest of the body. We're just really isolating this to the hip, back of the hip and the glutes, and down. Lift and lower, and one more, lift and lower. Now extend that top leg out. You want that leg straight. Okay, and now you're going to lift and low. You're going to really feel this one. Lift and low. Keep lifting up through your side. Lift and low. Lift and low. Lift and lower. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to do a little circle. So bring the leg forward, lift it up and round. Forward, up and round. Keep them small because as you can tell, it's really working those muscles around. Around. One more. And around. Let's go back the other way. Take it back up and around. Back up and around. And it looks quite easy, but if you're doing it, you know how much this is really targeting those muscles. And 2, and 1, and come on down. Well done. Bend the knees. Let's come on up. Let's go do the other side. Okay, so there's lots of work for the hips and the glutes today. Okay, so checking elbows underneath you, really lifting up through your side, checking that alignment here. And then think of also opening through the front of the chest and then clamshell. So we're going to open and come down. We're going to open and down. Open and down. Open and down. Keeping the hips still. Remember to breathe. Exhale as you open. And inhale lower. Open and down. One more. Open and down. Now keep that sense of lift through the side. So we're still working the core, but extend that leg out. Okay, now you're going to do a little lift. So you really are lifting and pushing against that resistance, as you can feel. So you don't really need to go very far to really feel it here. I was practicing all this last night and my legs are killing me today. And lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and hold circles. Come forward, up and round. Forward, up and around. And you can feel it's restricting your range, yeah, because you've got something trying to pull you down. And that's the idea. We're really doing strengthening work here. 2, 1. Let's go that the other way. Go back up and forward. Back up and forward. Keep lifting. Back up and forward. Back up and forward. Back up and forward. One more. Back up and forward. Well done. Bring that knee in, turning around into a kneeling position. Okay, so really lengthen out through the body. I want you to think of pressing down into your hands so you're getting a really nice movement, extension through that upper spine. Okay, you're going to tuck your toes under here. We're going to keep a nice long spine and we're going to lift. We're going to open the knees out, bring them back and lower down. All right, so it's lift, open, back and down. Lift, open, back and down. Lift, open, back and down. One more, lift, open, back and down. Now relax your toes. Send your right leg back. Okay, so you can feel there's a little bit of resistance now on the back of the leg and the bottom. You're going to do a little lift and lower. And again, we're not looking for height. This is not about how high your leg can go. It's about really using that resistance to strengthen and tone those muscles. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift. Hold it there. See if you can do 3 circles. So you're going to go out for 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to go in for 3, 2, 1, and bring that leg down. Okay, so keeping the knees apart so you can feel that resistance. Slide your left leg back. Okay, making sure you're nice and stable here in the core. Let's lift that leg up and take it down. Lift it up and take it down. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 circles out. We're going to go 3, 2, 1. Other way. And 3, 2, 1. Well done. Bring that leg in. Come and sit on your bottoms. And now you get to undo that bow. You're all relieved about that. So let's undo the bow. So pulling both ends, it should come undone. Well, this is the fun bit. Oh dear, look at that. I've managed to break my band with my strength. There we go. All right. See, sometimes that happens. Your band comes apart. So we'll throw that little bit away. Okay, so we're going to be sitting up. And you're going to have your, if you're able, legs straight, feet flexed. If that's uncomfortable on your back, you can have your knees bent, or equally, you can just have your knees out like so. All right, it's just to do a little bit of stretch through the shoulders. Okay, so we're going to reach the arms out. You're going to lift all the way up. And if you can, you're going to take those arms as far back as you're able. And you're going to lift and come back down. Good. So we're going to lift up and back and up and down. We're going to lift up and back, up and down. And last one, you're going to lift up and you're going to go back. You're going to place your hands back behind you, fingertips pointing out. You're just holding the band. I want you to bend your knees. Okay, now think about being really open through the chest. All right, we're going to take a breath in, and as you breathe out, we're going to press into the feet and we're going to lift up. And you're going to keep going as far as you can, feeling that nice stretch through the front of the chest and the shoulders. And then you're going to come back. Now you can either just sit down, or if you want to work a little harder, you're going to keep your bottom in the air and try and take it back in between the hands, flexing the feet. Okay, then you're going to go forward. So you're going to press the feet down and we're going to lift up. So everyone's going to lift. I'm trying to give you some options on levels, so you can either come back and sit down if that's enough for you. You want to work a little harder, you're a little stronger, you're going to come back, bottom stays in the air. One more, pressing forward, lifting up and stretch, and then coming back, either sitting down or going back into that nice hold. Well done. Then the knees and come on down. Okay, so what we're going to do now is place the band behind us and we're going to hold it out to the side. Okay, so if I just turn around, can you see it's behind me at the base of my shoulder blades? All right, we're going to have the feet flexed if your legs are straight, otherwise knees can be bent. And we're going to take a breath in, you're going to breathe out, you're going to turn towards me. Now think about that band, holding it nice and open. Okay, and then come back to the center. Take a breath in, breathing out as you open. And inhale back to center. And again, you're going to exhale as you turn. And inhale to center. Exhale as you turn. And inhale to center. 2 more. Exhale to turn and inhale center and exhale to turn and inhale center. Well done. Let's bring those arms down. Bring the band around now. And you are going to place the band underneath the feet like so. And we've done this one in previous session. I know lots of you really like this because it's a good way to help with the roll up. So you've got the band flat around those feet. We're going to sit up nice and tall, and you can take the hands closer to the feet if you want more support, or further back if you're more confident and have more flexibility in your spine. So you're going to take a breath in, and then you're going to breathe out, draw the tummy in and start to come back. So you're really pulling this whole abdominal wall in towards the spine, and you're going to come all the way back. If you're able, you're going to go all the way down to the floor and then lengthen out through the body. Then you're going to inhale to lift your head. Exhale, pulling the tummy muscles in. Coming up and then lifting up through the spine. Okay, if you're happy with the legs straight, you can keep them straight throughout. So exhale, coming down. Good. Then you're going to inhale to lift your head. Exhale to come back up. This time we're going to go over, down towards the knees. We're going to pull back on the band and try and extend the spine. And then you're going to lift all the way up. It's a nice little sequence. So you're going to draw the tummy in, coming down. That's it. Then you're going to inhale to lift your head. Exhale, coming up. Going over. Then pull back on the band and try and extend your spine. So you feel that lovely stretch through the back body. And up. Let's do one more. Deep breath in. Exhale, coming down. Inhale to lift your head. Exhale to come on up. And take the head over. Extending through the spine. Now get that nice stretch. And come all the way up. Well done. Okay, so we're going to take one foot out of the band now. We're going to bend the leg furthest from me. You're going to lie yourself down. We're going to lift this leg up. And let's just extend that other leg along the floor. We're just going to do some nice circles to loosen up the hips. So we're going to cross the body, down, around, and up. Across, down, around, and up. Across, down, around, and up. One more. Across, down, around, and up. Let's go the other way. Inhale out and exhale around. Inhale out and exhale around. Out and exhale around. And out and exhale around. Let's pick up the left foot, put it inside the band and extend that right leg away. So just check you're back in neutral position. And then here we go. We're going across, down, around and up. So nice big movements now. This is more about just getting a nice stretch and getting that synovial fluid going in the hips. Good. Let's go back the other way. We're going to go out, down, around and up. Out, down, around and up. Out, down, around and up. One more. Out, down, around and up. Well done. And then from there, let's just bring that foot down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Just going to use the band to help you come all the way back up. Okay, so I think it'd be nice to do a little bit more core work. So I'm going to put the band around both feet. Okay, now I've been trying this one yesterday. I'm hoping my band is going to last because I think it might be about to die. We'll see what happens. Okay, so we got the band around the feet. We got the arms out. And you're going to have to press down with your toes slightly so the band doesn't pop off your feet, okay? Because if you're like this, it could easily slip. So press your toes down, have your arms out, and let's do a bicep curl. So bicep curl, can you see? And that's as upright as you can be, biceps. and back. And it also works the triceps with this band because you're getting that resistance. You've got to control the movement back. It's what we call the eccentric movement. So it's really good for toning the underneath of the arms. Here we go. And back. We're going to do 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold the arms out and we're going to try a little sequence and see if we can do this. So we're going to bend the elbows. We're going to come back halfway. From there, I want you to turn your hands downwards. So turn the palms down and reach the arms out to the side. That's going to be a challenge, really pushing out. Now from here, you're going to come up, forward, keep the arms out, take the head down and see if you can bring the arms closer to the body, like the hands going behind you. Then you're going to lift the arms all the way up and over and uncurl the spine and turn the hands back up. I know that's quite complicated, so I'm going to do it slowly. We're going to bend the elbows. Keep the elbows up and start to roll halfway back. Keep pressing down with those feet. Now turn your hands down. Elbows go out and arms go out to the side. So you're pulling the band out. That's going to feel very challenging for some of you. Then you're going to pull the tummy in. We're going to keep the arms out. Take the head over. Take the arms behind us. Lift up. So we're drawing circles of the arms. And then uncurl the body back to the start position. So palms are to the ceiling. We're going to bend the elbows. We're going to draw the tummy in and roll halfway back. We're going to turn the hands down, take the arms out to the side. Hold them out as you come back up. Take your head towards your knees and your hands behind you. Lift up with those arms. So you're drawing a circle up and over. It's like a swimming movement. And come all the way up. Turn the palms up. Last one, we're going to bend the elbows. We're going to curl halfway back. We're going to take the arms out to the side, palms down. We're then going to come forward. Head down to the knees, hands behind you. Then lift the arms up and over and uncurl that spine all the way up. Well done. That's actually a reformer exercise. That's a very difficult one to do, but I thought I'd throw that in for you today. Okay, come and lie on your front. We're almost done. And let us take the band behind us. What I want you to do actually is, sorry, I should have explained this. What I want you to do is take the band in half like that. So you're holding it that way. Yeah, but it's going to go behind your back. All right, so take it behind your back, feet together, and then you're going to reach your arms back. So reach them as far back as you can. Let's take your head down onto the mat and let your shoulders just drop down as well. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is draw the shoulders back, raise the arms up, slightly take them out to the side. So it's like you're trying to stretch that band, and then we're going to add a little back extension, which means you're going to lift your head and your chest away from the floor, raising your arms a little bit too. Take a breath in there and then exhale. Come all the way back down. Let the shoulders come forward. So draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Raise the arms and reach the arms out to the side so you can feel you're really fighting against that resistance of the band. Now take a breath in, and as you breathe out, keep that position and start to lift the head and chest away from the floor. That's it. Take a breath in and breathing out. Coming all the way down, let everything relax. And we'll do one more. So draw the shoulders back and towards each other. So you can feel your shoulder blades almost squeezing together. Raise the arms and then pull outwards on the band. So you can feel that resistance there. And then start to lift the head and the chest as far as you're able. Good. Now hold it here. We're going to do a little lift of the arms for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come all the way down. From there, release the band, pop it off to one side, hands under the shoulders, pressing up into a kneeling position. We're just going to do a nice little cat stretch to finish. So lengthen out through the spine, take a deep breath in, exhale, draw the tummy in, tucking the head, tailbone under and head down. Inhale there and exhale as you go back in the other direction. Deep breath in, exhale, tucking under. Inhale to hold and exhale to go back. One more deep breath in, exhale, tucking under. Keep the tuck this time and take your bottom back towards your heels, all the way back. If you can, I want you to open your knees as wide as you're able and then slide those hands down and take your chest down to the floor. You can turn your head to one side if you want. The idea is we're feeling a nice stretch through the shoulders and through the hips. All right. Close your eyes for a moment. And let's just take some deep breaths here. Well done. Turning the head back, and in your own time, you're just going to bring yourself all the way up to kneeling. And that's your session for today, everyone. So thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, press the like button if you enjoyed it, and I'll come and have a chat to you now, all right? Okay, so I managed to break my band. Did anybody else manage to break their band this morning? Obviously, I must have been stronger than I thought. There we go. So I've got a new desk set up, which is wonderful. I'm actually sitting at a desk for a change rather than leaning over my laptop, so I can chat to you all now. Do let me know what you thought of that session. I tried to do a mix of strengthening work, toning work, put in a couple of advanced moves. So I hope everyone was all right with that. Oh, my lovely husband's coming in. Thank you, dear. Thank you very much. Sorry? 3 questions today. Wonderful. Okay, I'll have a look at the questions in a moment. So do let me know what you thought. Kieran says, thank you. It was so good. Glad you liked it, Kieran. Linda Jones says, fabulous. Any exercises you can recommend for lower tummy droop, please? Linda, lower tummy droop. I'm assuming that you mean, if this is, imagine this is my tummy, you mean that there's a little bit of this going on, sort of hanging down. That is very difficult to fix. Well, I say fix, you don't really need to fix it. But what you can do, and I think a lot of that will depend on age as well, Linda, is that as we get older, our skin does get thinner. So naturally, in fact, someone said to me once, and this was a brilliant way to describe it, a lady I worked with who was in her mid-70s, this is quite a few years ago now, said that she realized when she got older that her skin was 2 sizes bigger than her body, which I thought was a really good expression. And it basically means as women, because everything changes for us in our 50s, our hormone levels change, and that does affect the tone of your skin and the thickness of your skin. So often you can get sort of little tummy folds and things like that. It doesn't mean necessarily that you need to lose weight. It can just mean it's skin. So it would depend on that, Linda. But what I would recommend, Linda, is doing lots of core work. And the easiest way to do that is to do regular Pilates, because every session we do, let me just cough, excuse me, every session we do, I always put a sort of central focus on core. So whether we're doing resistance band or ball or standing, whatever it is, everything I do, I've always got in my mind that it has to be about strengthening the core. So that's this section to the pelvic floor, all of this area, all the way around the center. So I would say for that, Linda, core work is absolutely key. So I hope that helps you. Carlin Horngren says, excellent class, love the bands. I will feel this tomorrow. You certainly will, Carlin. Lovely to have you here again. I actually did this last night and I'm aching everywhere today because it's quite a strong session. That really glad you liked it. Tony Bryan says, thanks, Rachel. Sorry, can't stay for the chat. Going to a hair appointment, but have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you, Tony. All right, so I'm going to whiz to the top and say, firstly, thank you to Sissy Jackman. Good morning, Sissy. Thank you very much for your donation this morning. To Janet Nolan, who's donated £5. Thank you very much, Janet. And to Leslie Mattin, thank you very much for your donation as well. Much appreciated. I know we've had a few more donations come in, so I do want to say a big thank you to Kate Stevens. Thank you, Kate. Much appreciated. To Rona Stevens. Hello, Rona. Oh, I like your emoji. That's very cool. Thank you very much. Carol Neath, lovely emoji as always. Lovely, happy dance emojis. I love those. Thank you very much indeed for your donation, Carol. Going down the chat, Tony Bryant has also donated, so thank you very much. Irene Ong, I think that's the correct pronunciation. Thank you very much, Irene, for your donation this morning. Alison Ellis, good morning, Alison. Hope you're well. Thank you for your donation as well. Really, really nice that you're donating because it does really help me keep this class going. So thank you very much, everyone. Mary Mahoney, good morning, Mary. Thank you very much for your donation this morning. Glad you're enjoying the class. Okay, so I'm going to go to questions because we've had a few come in today. And what I always say is if you have any questions about Pilates and your body or a medical condition that you are working with or a condition that you're living with, then do fire them over. If I don't have the answer for you right away, I will get back to you with an answer, but I do my best to answer as many as I can with the knowledge I have on the day. So Madeline Woodhead, let me find you on the chat, Madeline. Let's see where you are. Trying to find your question. So Madeline Woodhead said, husband Malcolm had ankle surgery 3 weeks ago, arthroscopy. What is the best way to get movement? He has hardly any point and flex in both feet. Right, Madeline. Okay, well, I hope your husband is doing okay. I would say as he's had ankle surgery quite recently, he might want to do what we call open chain exercises, which means non-weight bearing to get the flexibility going. I'm just going to show you. Let me just come back here. In fact, I can do it standing, but he would be doing it sitting. So if you get him to sit and do the ankle circles, yeah, so taking the foot, so I get my right foot, taking the foot out, gentle circles in both directions, nice and slow, 8 to 10, yeah, and then, as you said, he's got no point and flex, lots of movement, pointing and flexing, but also onto the metatarsal and down. If I get my something to sit on, I'm just going to get my new ball to sit on. I'll show you seated. So what you want him to do is sit in a chair and just very gently lift the heel, but keep the toes down and bring it down. So lift and lower. These sorts of things are really good because they're going to work the muscles in the lower leg and the calf, also down the side of the leg and into the foot. And if he's had ankle surgery, he'll definitely need to sort of get that mobilization going. Make sure that he does it on both feet, okay? Because even though one's foot's the injured side, you must make sure the other side is also nice and flexible, because that can affect things as well. And then, yeah, the ankle circles. Whoops, very hard doing that on a ball. Ankle circles. And then flexing, pointing, lots of wiggling the toes like this, lots of this. Anything to get the blood flow going down into the body. Very, very important with any kind of foot and ankle work, as you know. So I hope that helps. Lots of movement. If you can get him just anytime he thinks about it during the day, to sit there wiggling his toes and opening the toes and closing, opening, just trying to get movement in that lower part of the body, that will certainly help. Okay, so good luck with that, Madeline. Hope that works for your husband. Okay, so I'm going to go down the chat here. Lots of lovely messages from Sissy. Great to have you here, Sissy. Good morning to Lily Mars. Lovely to have you here. Lily lives in the most wonderful part of Spain and says it's a beautiful Friday here on the Costa del Sol. Oh, I'm quite envious. It must be really lovely out there. We actually do have a little bit of sunshine today. We've had not a great August in Britain, but there we go. Right, so coming down, good morning to Carlin Holgren. Good morning to Kathy Freeman from sunny Berlin. How wonderful, Kathy. I hope you enjoyed the session. Janet Nolan, who has donated, thank you for your donation, Janet, says, looking forward to using my band again. I rediscovered my squishy Pilates ball yesterday and did the 50-minute one. Hopefully I will manage this one too. That's wonderful, Janet. That is a really good class, that 50-minute one. So well done on that. Anne Fenton, do let me know if you managed your session without the resistance band. Hopefully quite a lot of it you could do anyway. Okay, Leslie Mattin says, I've really missed these live sessions. Good morning all. Sessions haven't been able to attend the last few weeks, but looking forward to today. Oh, that's lovely. Well, I'm really glad you're here, Leslie. Wendy Boynton, good morning to you. I hope I pronounced your surname correctly. Says, good morning, Rachel, Cohen, and Boo. I'm able to join you live for a change today. Thanks for all you do. You're very, very welcome. All right, so going down. Hi, Cheryl here, everyone. I hope Cohen, Boo, and yourselves had a good break. So glad to get back at these live sessions. Looking forward to today. Yeah, it's really nice to get back into it because I have had a really nice restful summer. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking right now I'm going to get back into it. Autumn is coming, everyone. And for all of us, no matter where we are in the world, we've really got to make sure with the cooler weather that we take care of our health with this coronavirus still hanging around everywhere. And the best way to do that is to keep yourself fit and healthy. So eat well, exercise daily, best defense against most things, I always say, health-wise. Okay, good morning, Rona Stevens. Good morning to Corina Perry in Mallorca. Good evening to Jennifer Coleman, who must be, I think, in Australia. Good evening, Jennifer. I hope you're good. And you're saying, looking forward to joining me before dinner. Good. I hope you have a lovely dinner, Jennifer. You've earned it, haven't you, this morning or this evening? Judith Duran says, I have a bad back this morning, so I'm hoping this will help to loosen things up and help me de-stress. Well, I hope it did, Judith, and I hope you taking it easy. Christine Cullen, hello to you in Sydney. Christine, I hope you're okay out there. I know things are pretty tough in Australia at the moment. I've been getting lots of messages from people in Australia saying, I think some people have been in a lockdown for, is it 200 days or something crazy like that. So I hope you're okay, Christine. Linda Verney Thompson, good morning to you. I can see Madeline, I can see your message there. Trying to type whilst doing the class, Madeline. Amazing. Amazing stuff. Okay, so we're down to a question from Lisa van Logerenberg. What a fabulous name. Oh my goodness, amazing name. Lisa van Logerenberg. I hope I said that correctly. Lisa says, hi, Rachel. Lisa from South Africa here. I have had spinal lumbar fusion surgery. Will the exercises have any negative impact on my back? Greetings from South Africa. Hi, Lisa. So I'm hoping, Lisa, that with your spinal fusion, you have also had physiotherapy. I would say with spinal fusions, a lumbar fusion, you probably want to be avoiding a flexion of the back. But please, as you've had surgery, do take advice from, I'm just looking for I've got a Pilates and injuries book, but I don't think it's in here at the moment. Oh, yes, it is. It's there. Yes, if you have had fusion, I'm sure, will have had physiotherapy for your post-op recovery. My instinct would be to say no flexing of the spine, so no curling under of the spine, but lots of extension work. But I will just double check that, because I don't want you hurting yourself. So let me have a quick look in my little guide here. Most of the time, obviously, if you've had fusion, then I would imagine you have obviously had some disc issues in your back. So what I would recommend you do, Lisa, is the videos I've got on the channel that are include the fact there's no flexion. I've got a really good core workout on the channel, which is a really strong session, but there is no lumbar flexion in at all, because what you need to do obviously is really strengthen all of your core muscles to really support where you had that surgery. You also want to be working on toning and strengthening the glutes as well, because they will really help, because they're all around that area, and stretching the hips out. So yeah, you don't want to do anything that's high impact right now, and you want to kind of avoid the flexion of the spine. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now the video, Lisa, which I think would be a really good one for you to do. It's on my channel, and it is, in fact, if you put core in on the search, it will come up. But it is, where are my videos? It's called 20 minutes Pilates total core workout. I don't know if you probably can't see it on here, but it is all core work with no movement in the lower back. So you work the glutes, the front of the hips, all around that area where you would have had that surgery, but we're not doing any flexion. But do take advice from your medical professional, because that's quite a specific impact that can have on your body. And generally, if I work with people who've had any kind of operations, I always tend to work in conjunction with a physio and their medical professional, just so I know what's okay to do and what isn't. Okay, so I hope that helped anyway. Right, so carry on down the chats. Linda, we've spoken about doing your core work. Linda, that session would be really good for you as well, the 20-minute total core workout. Anybody who really wants to tone up their tummy, the best way is to do core work every day. And it doesn't always, when I say that, people are always like, oh my God, I don't want to do loads of core work. It's, really hard. It doesn't have to be really kind of mind-bogglingly tough, make you sweat type exercise. It just has to be really targeted and very specific. And that's what is very beneficial about Pilates, is that we work at a pace that you can really use your brain to also master the body. And this is one of the quotes from Joseph Pilates, the man that created this whole amazing sequence of movements. It's mastery of the body using the mind. Yeah, so it's not that we're just moving our arms and legs around. We are using this to really target and focus on where we want to be feeling the exercise, how we're moving, getting the alignment correct, all that kind of stuff. So I would say daily work is good. It doesn't have to be lots. It can be 10 minutes. But doing a little something every day. That's what I do. And I found that now in my late 50s, it's just really helping doing a little bit every day rather than going and doing one massive session for an hour once a week. It's much more beneficial to do something every day. And you can do, you know, if you've got a busy day, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And then when you've got more time, maybe, you know, in the middle of the week, you could pick one evening or one early morning and do a full half an hour. You know, and on the weekend, maybe you put two together and do half-hour core and a half-hour stretch or something like that. But remember, there's lots and lots of options on the channel for you to do that. There's playlists now. I have a August Pilates retreat playlist that I put out at the beginning of August, which I will rename shortly, but that is 5 weeks of exercise, and it's a brilliant playlist to do. If you just don't want to think, you just want to do every day, you can just find that playlist on the channel and just pop it on, do the first one, leave the window open on your computer, go off with your day, do whatever, and then come back and do either another one later or another one the next day. Before I forget, everyone, before you go as well, can you press the thumbs up button on your channel just so I get a thumbs up, because it really helps me with YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed, please can you subscribe, because again, the more numbers I get, the more help I get with YouTube. And that's what I want to do, is I want to be able to do this all the time rather than just squeeze it into the end of the week for you. And also just a note for everyone, I am uploading every Monday as well now. So I do a live session on Friday and I do an upload every Monday. And every Monday is completely different, because I totally get and I understand, being a Pilates teacher of 11 plus years, is everyone is different. Yeah, we all have different levels of ability. We're all different ages. And so that Monday upload can be anything from a really, really hard 5-minute ab session to a lovely senior session that's standing and very gentle, and everything in between. And I'm also starting to do more for injuries as well. So anyone out there who has sciatica or sciatica leg pain, I just uploaded a video last Monday for that. This Monday will probably be something a bit more challenging. I'll be working that out today, because I shall film that later on today. There we go. Anyway, back to the chat. So just popping down and say hello to Kieran. Tony, I've already read out. Deb R. Hello, Deb R. Says, loved it. Thanks very much, Rachel, even though I was a bit late. Never mind. Still did it, didn't you, Deb? So all good. Wonderful. Okay, Yvonne Woodhouse. Good morning, Yvonne. Yvonne says, really loved that. Felt very energized and stretched. Thank you, and have a great weekend to all our Pilates buddies. Well, that's lovely. And I love the fact that you call each other buddies now, because you are. I mean, it's like we're in a virtual class together, aren't we, from all our different places in the world. And I think we've got Malaysia, Berlin, England, Scotland, Sydney in Australia, Melbourne, Australia, South Africa, Spain, Mallorca, Costa del Sol, Mallorca. We've got people from all over the world with us right now. Okay, Lily Marr says, great workout. Hard to believe I used to not like the resistance band. I really love it now. Isn't that funny, Lily? I love it as well, because you really get great muscle tone using the resistance band. So if you did enjoy today's session, everyone, look on my channel, because I do have other workouts with the resistance band that are quite different to the one we did today, because, you know, I always like to make sure I give you something new and different and challenging each week. So do go and check those out if you want to work with the resistance band a little more. Alison Ellis, thank you very much for your donation, Alison. Kate Stevens. Hello, Kate. Kate says, that was hard in places, but do enjoy the band workout. Thank you, Rachel. You're very welcome. And yes, I love to mix it up, Kate. So do some things that we can all do and some that just makes it feel like, oh, that's a bit of a challenge. But it always means it gives you that goal of something to work towards. And also what I find with that is it makes it really helpful when you come back, because a lot of people write to me that they found a session or 2 or 3 exercises in a session really challenging. And then they write to me 3-4 months later and said, I've been doing that session over and over, and now it's really easy. So it's a really good way of gauging how you're growing and how your fitness is growing as well. So yes, always, if you find something challenging, give it a few days, go back and give it another go, see how you do. Miriam Mahoney says, I absolutely love that band class today, Rachel. I'm really looking forward to doing it again. Great, Mary. Yeah, it was a really strong one. You will probably everyone, including me, feel quite achy in your bottom tomorrow, because we did a lot of glute exercises today. So make sure you do a nice stretch this weekend. Grab one of my stretch videos and do that. Sissy Jackman says, I love the resistance band. Wow, how good it does feel. I had difficulties to turn the arms back over the head. Ah, yes, when we were sitting on the floor. It must be, what does it say? It must be that I have short arms. Well, or I'm stiff. Well, it is quite a hard one, that movement, because, yeah, that was in the coming back exercise, wasn't it? Because you're having to turn the hands, take them out, then reach them behind you, and then obviously lift them all the way up and over. And a lot of that is shoulder as well, Sissy, as arms. And yes, the length of your flexi band and the strength of it will also make a difference. So you might be one to play around with, Sissy. Find the place that works for you on that one. Okay, Rona Stevens. Hello, Rona. Says, thank you. Found it quite hard work, but really appreciating it now. Great. I think sometimes that's my role, Rona, isn't it? Is sometimes I need to give you exercises that maybe you don't like. Maybe some of us don't like. Maybe I don't even like. But I know that they are beneficial and that afterwards you'll feel great for doing it. So that's part of what I do. I suppose it's kind of gentle cheerleader type work, just to kind of motivate us on. I read a really interesting article the other day about motivation, and I know for a lot of people, it's not the exercise itself, it's getting the mindset to come to the exercise and to do the exercise. And that's partly why I do this live session every week. I know you can't all make it, but by being live, it means that you know that at 10 o'clock next Friday, there is a class and you can be there. And you'll know that I'll chat to you as well. So I'm hoping that will help with your motivation, and that in between our live sessions, you'll check out the Monday upload. The idea of that is to get you started on the beginning of the week with a fresh mindset. Every week is different. So even if there's something and then you think, well, I don't really have that condition, it doesn't mean don't do the workout, because all the workouts are effective. So the one I did last Monday for sciatica, I do that exercise, all those exercises anyway, because they are exercises that work the back in extension. And right now, so many people are over their technology. Lots of people are getting very, very rounded, and we need to really sit up more, open out more, stretch the chest, stretch the shoulders. So that was why I did that one, and that will be the benefit for you. Obviously, if you have sciatica, it's exactly the right thing to do, because it will really, really help. And the week before that, I did the one for forward head posture. That's currently doing really, really well. If you haven't done it, go and check it out, because it's a standing workout. You don't need anything at all. You just need a wall at home. And it's all exercises to correct this forward head posture from technology. Yeah, so it's drawing the chin back, opening out the shoulders, really stretching through the shoulders. All right, my little dog is coming in. You might just see she's had a haircut, so she's looking slightly different There she is. That's Boo looking at everybody there. That's her favorite chair. Okay, so going down the chat. Anne from London says, that was great, Rachel. The reformer exercise was a bit challenging, but enjoyed working with the band. Have been doing the August challenge and getting stronger every day. Have a great weekend all. Oh, that is wonderful, Anne. So I'm really glad to hear that you've been doing the August retreat. It's almost at the end now, so there's only a few days to go. So well done. And do let me know, send me a comment on the YouTube, Anne, when you finish, because I'd love to hear how you found it and what you thought of it. Okay, Jennifer Coleman, hello Jennifer, says, enjoyed that. Thanks, Rachel. I loved using the band for neck support. What a great idea. Oh, you're very welcome, Jennifer. It's a really good one, and you can do that in any session. Especially, can you feel when you're holding it like that and you're pulling the head back into the band? It's also just realigning the neck slightly, but taking the weight of the head. And anyone with neck issues, and occasionally I get them, that's what I would really recommend. So glad that worked for you, Jennifer. Thanks for letting me know. Carol says, really enjoyed today's session. Love using the bands for a change. Surprisingly difficult. I did make it quite a challenging one there, Carol. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. Karina Perry says, that reformer section was hard, especially as I didn't want to flex back. But it should be possible with no flexion, shouldn't it? Let's see. Yes. Yes, it should. Yeah, because let me try it. Shall I try it, Karina, and see if I can do it with no flexion? I think so, because I think you'll just go straight back. Let me just kind of quickly, just for those of you who don't want to do it without flexion. Yeah, so you would lift up, you'd come back straight. Then you take your arms down, you reach them back, then you come forward, you keep the back straight, you lift the arms up and over. Yep, so it's definitely possible, but with that, you don't get as much range of the shoulders, but you absolutely can do it. So thanks for challenging me there, Karina, because I've never done it that way, but that definitely works. Good. All right, Mary Mahoney has got a drop the mic emoji. I love that, Mary. Thank you very much for your donation. Much appreciated. Margaret Scott says, I was able to do the roll downs with the band today. Yay! Well done, Margaret. That's brilliant. My physiotherapist says how good you are. Thank you. Oh, do thank them from me. That's I really appreciate that coming from a expert such as your physiotherapist. I thank them very much for me. I've been doing lots of cat stretches since having my physio, obviously helping. Great. That is absolutely wonderful. Millie E. Hello, Millie E. And she says, great workout again. I love using the band. Thank you. You are very, very welcome. Okay, so I can see there's a couple more questions. Oh, why is that jumped up? My chat has suddenly gone crazy. Oh, there we go. Sheila Round. Hello, Sheila. Says, found that challenging and are unable to turn the arms back overhead in a full circle. Must try harder. Well, you know what, Sheila? It may be that you just need to work on that slowly. What you can do with that arm movement is just work on it without the band. So one arm at a time coming back and over. Yeah, that's probably a really good way to do it. The band's great because it kind of gives you something to hold on to, but it may be that your shoulders just need a little bit of loosening up. So do be careful with shoulders. I always say this to everyone. Shoulders are very unstable joints, not like the hip, which is a very solid joint where you've got, you've got your hip socket, you've got your thigh bone, it sits in it, it's nice and solid. The shoulder's not like that. The shoulder is very much a floating joint. So it's much easier to injure our shoulders. So I always say, by all means, work on things, but don't force anything. Yeah, if you have to force it, your body's not ready for it. It doesn't need it. So just be really, really careful with those. But I'm assuming that's, yeah, any kind of movement like this is just going to help oil up those shoulder joints and get things moving. What I would say, Sheila, is you might want to you might want to look at my standing video that I just mentioned for forward head posture. The reason I mention that is because in that I've got a really fantastic exercise for the shoulders, yes, which you bring the elbows back against the wall and then you're going to rotate them, and that really helps with mobilizing through the shoulder joint. So you might want to have a look at that. Okay, Cheryl says, hi, is there anything I can do to help with my core strength so I'm able to pull myself up after lying down? Hi, Cheryl. So the exercise we did today, doing the roll-ups with the band, they would be the ones I would recommend. And even if you do my videos where I don't have a band, you can use your band to do it. The most important thing with that exercise is making sure that you do engage the core. And I know that that's a really obvious thing to say, but a lot of people in the kind of moment of trying to get up, they forget and they push their abdominals out. Okay, and what you don't want to do is force the abdominals in this direction. You always want that sense that everything is pulling in. You can hear, yeah, you want that kind of drawing in before you do the movement. So what I would say, Cheryl, is really work on your breathing, because breathing is the key to the core engagement. So the inhale through the nose, the exhale through the mouth whilst pulling the belly button in and slightly up towards the ribs. That will kind of engage everything, pelvic floor, all those internal muscles that we want to get to. And it's the continued work on that that will help you in that movement. The other thing is that I don't know how your back is. If your back's a bit stiff, that will also contribute to making that more challenging. So anything to mobilize your back, like the cat stretches that Margaret talked about. Yeah, cat stretches are really, really good for just mobilizing the back and then that core work. And Cheryl, it's a long game. As I say, we're playing the long game in Pilates. We want to be fit for life. So if it doesn't happen today, or if it doesn't happen next week or the week after, don't worry, you are still building your strength. So just keep going, just keep working on it, okay? Sissy Jackman says, anyway, thank you for a great class. I enjoyed it so much. The sun is shining as much inside as outside. Oh, that's lovely. Life is even more fun when doing Pilates regularly. Now, thank you, Boo. My dog is telling me it's time to go. All right, do you want to come up? Do you want to come up and see everybody? Come on then. All right, you come. There we go. Yes, you can lick my face until we finish. Judith Duran says, my arms weren't long enough to support me to sit between my hands. Oh, yes, that is a problem, Judith. Some people do find that really difficult. So, and I've got ridiculously long arms. So that's why that one works for me, but totally understand. If you've got yoga blocks and you wanted to try it, you know, like thick but solid blocks, not or books. In fact, you could pile up a couple of books at my desk here, you know, like a couple of books, something like that that's quite solid under each hand. You could try it that way if you wanted to. That's physiology, so not to worry, but you gave it a go, so good for you. Lily Mars says, I love that, Lily. The lesson from today's class is always have a backup band. Well said, Lily. Absolutely. Always have a backup band, because the bands, they do wear out eventually. Wonderful. Okay, so I'm just going to check if there's any more questions. Just coming down the chat. Hilary Russell says, hello, thanks for a brilliant session. Well, hello to you, Hilary. Thank you for coming. Okay, let's have a look. Lily Nars. Oh, lots of jokes about the arms and the legs. Okay, wonderful stuff. Ranjit, thank you very much indeed, Ranjit, for your donation today. Ranjit says, enjoyed the session, found the last two exercises very difficult. Have a good weekend to Rachel and everyone in our group. That's wonderful. Jennifer Coleman says, does flexion mean avoid roll-ups? It does, Jennifer. Yes, flexion is anything rounding the lower back. So if you're needing to avoid flexion, yes, but you can modify roll-ups. So I call it a half roll back, but it's not any kind of movement in the spine. It's hinging back with a straight back, not to the floor, mind, just back a little way and then back up again. And you can work the core that way too. Okay, Tiona, good morning, Tiona says, thank you for your great session, Rachel. My band is slightly different to yours, but managed to improvise. Wishing you a great weekend. Thank you very much indeed. Sarah Ventress, hello to you. Says, love the session, feeling invigorated. Helen Lee says, love the band. Great to pull myself up from lying down. I usually propel myself up. Lol. Yeah, I know. I've seen that before in classes, people propelling themselves up. Can't turn arms behind. Have had rotator cuff repairs in the past. Fair enough. Is it possible to improve with exercise? The rotator cuff is that question. Let's see. I'm usually propel myself up, can't turn arms behind, have had rotator cuff repairs in the past. Okay, so yes, you just have to be really, really careful, Helen, depending on those tears, because as I mentioned earlier, actually, and I hadn't seen your question then, shoulders are very delicate, aren't they? So if you've had rotator cuff tears, obviously rotator cuff movements, anything where we are doing this kind of movement with the arm is working into the rotator cuff. So you can try doing modified versions of that movement, Helen, and just feeling your way through it very carefully. So I hope that helps. I'll do a video at some point, Helen, on that as well. Okay. I've also got, Helen, a video on the shoulders you might want to look at, because there's lots of exercises in there that really target all the muscles around the shoulders. So it might be worth you having a look at that. Amy Ann says, good morning from the US. We'll catch the replay in a bit. I've almost completed the August retreat. I've made it a goal to do 2 per day. Well, that is brilliant, Amy. Well done. And let me know how you feel by the end of it, because we're nearly at the end, aren't we? All right. Terry, hello Terry. Although I don't have a flexi band, I used a scarf. I found this session very targeted and really felt it in my muscles. Sorry, I'm fiddling with my microphone. Sorry about that. I really felt it in my muscles much more than without a band. Dull and autumnal here in Gretna Green. Oh, what a shame. But I'm glad you felt it. It was very targeted, and I would say that was a challenging class today. Because it was really making you use your strength and challenging your strength. And I don't necessarily enjoy those sessions myself, but I know that we have to do them. And as we get older, not assuming anyone is old who's watching, I'm talking for myself because I'm over 50, you have to do more resistance work. Resistance work can be with a band, with a ring, with your own body weight. But that's why I think Pilates is just the right thing to be doing as we age. Okay, a few other people who've got the short arm problem. It's funny that, isn't it, how our physiology can completely change and exercise. Amazing. Lovely. Okay. Oh, Margaret. Okay, wonderful stuff. Yes, cat stretches are very good for the back. So on that note, I want to say thank you very, very much for watching today. I must go now because it's coffee time. And it's time for you, isn't it? Time for a little bit of time with my doggy. We have a little break, don't we? Yeah, we have a little break. But thank you so much for coming, everyone. I will be back same time next week. Next week, I'm going to leave as a surprise. It'll be uploaded. The live session will go live next week, so you'll see what we're going to do then. It's going to be a fun one. And everyone, thank you for coming. Have a super weekend. Lots of love to you all. See you soon. Bye for now.